Hello Orchid friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at these three mini Phalaenopsis orchid. They're currently in full bloom and I'm just really happy that I can share this with you. If this is your first time watching my video, my channel is all about orchids. From what orchids I have, how I grow them, my thoughts on certain orchid topics, to what orchids in my collection are blooming, etc. So if you want to follow along my orchid hobby adventure, please consider subscribing to my channel and turn on the notification. I have had these three mini Phalaenopsis from when I was living in New York City. So it's been at least a year and a half, a year and a half to 2 years. And this is their first time reblooming for me, and two of which are in full bloom and not a single bud blessed. So I'm really happy about that. And the third one, the yellow one, is currently opening up its first flower, but I know that the other two will simply open in a matter of probably a couple of days. Now, they all are potted in the same type of media, and that is 60% lava rock and 40% sphagnum moss mixture. And that was simply a type of media mixture that I was trying out at the moment, and because I bought these three orchids pretty much around the same time, so they are still potted in the traditional media mixture, even though most of my orchids are now in the semi-hydroponic setups. And my care for these three orchids are basically, in terms of watering, I provide water in the summertime once a week, and in the wintertime it's about 2 weeks per watering, and in spring and autumn I try to pick them up and just to kind of guess, to kind of gauge, whether there is still enough moisture for me to wait a little longer. And in terms of fertilizing these orchids, I use quarter strength of Better Growth for the nitrogen fertilizer, but for the bloom booster, also just quarter strength. Other than that, these orchids are just loving the environment, and I know that because they're all reblooming for the very first time. So that is really encouraging news. And I forgot to mention that these three miniature Phalaenopsis orchids are from grocery stores, so there are no IDs. Some people even call them peasant Phals, but they're still pretty and cute. I adore them. And speaking of Trader Joe's, recently my local Trader Joe's have discontinued sourcing for miniature Phalaenopsis, so I do have to go to a different grocery chain just to take a look at mini Phals. Not that I'm buying them, but sometimes I just like to check them out. But it's actually pretty good because that way it keeps me from buying more orchids. And if I want to get mini Phals, I can simply go to the other grocery chain, so that's no problem. So right now my local Trader Joe's are focusing on getting mid-size, large size, and arrangement size orchids, and then they also have cymbidiums here and there. But again, I don't really like any orchid that are too big of a size, because I grow my orchids on my growing rack, and if they're too big or too tall, I don't like one single orchid taking up too much space. But anyway, that's just some additional information that I want to share with you. This is really just all I have for you today, and for the rest of the video, like all my other orchid bloom appreciation videos, as you can see now, it's really just a collection of older photos that I have taken of each of them while they were opening up their buds. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really will hope that I really like you to give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please consider subscribing and turn on the notification. With that said, I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!
you.